Hi, Tech Coach Gina here, and today I am going to talk about the difference between a quiz and a survey with BlockSurvey. And if you go to my affiliate link, techdoneforyou.com/BlockSurvey, you'll find out right here what BlockSurvey is. It's end-to-end encrypted, so this is important if you need to have a survey or a form that's HIPAA compliant. So it might be good for health coaches, for example. You can get started for free. You could book a demo with pricing. I think for the free one, you can only get up to 3 forms or surveys and 50 responses free. So if you need more than that, you would upgrade. And right now for Black Friday 22, there is a 60% off annual subscription discount if you're using the code Black Friday 22 at the Stripe checkout. So there's a couple different levels, and you can see you can use the monthly version or the yearly version. You'll save more if you're using the yearly version. And with anything else, you have a few limitations if you're using the free version. So you've only got up to 50 responses here. So that's still pretty generous in my opinion. So there's the essential plan, and you can see the differences between the plans right here. So free migration, that's always nice. All right, so let's go to the dashboard, and I'll give you a peek under the hood so we can look at the difference between a quiz and a survey. Now, I've built a few already, so let's go to the survey first. And I think I was just doing this for fun, although I could probably at some point create this survey and gear it towards my audience. Now, when you have at least one response, which in this case I took the survey, you'll have a little bit of data. So you could compare. If you have more than one, you can download the data. You can also share this if it's a public kind of thing. So I've already taken my own assessment or survey just for fun. So let's go to my responses. Now, I don't have any saved responses right now. So let's go back. Let's go back to the dashboard. Total response 1. All right, so let's go back. I'm just going to hit the back button. Sometimes when you're new to a platform, I like to just experiment. So even if I don't exactly know what I'm doing, I will poke around until I find something that I like. So let's edit this outsourcing survey. So I might name this something else. There's a start button. This is a preview right here. You can put in logic if you want. So right now I don't think it's that important for logic. So with any survey, usually they do collect a name. And as far as the FERPA requirements are, which is the Federal Rights and Privacy Act, that dictates privacy of information in colleges and universities, accredited institutions, etc. Usually the first name is directory information. So that's not something that you always have to protect, but of course you can always check with an attorney if you're not sure. So email address, I find it's personally helpful to collect that during a survey. Gender, this may or may not be important for you to collect. Educational background, I think it's sometimes helpful to know this when you're developing your client avatar. So basically they call it a client avatar when you are trying to figure out the demographics of your ideal clients. And sometimes it is helpful when you're writing copy to know that information. So what's your current occupation? This is just some questions I kind of came up with on the fly, so maybe I'll switch that, maybe I won't. Do you like to tackle tasks yourself? So this is a yes or no question, and you can actually change the question types in a quiz or assessment. So right here, I think edited, so in here you type in the answer, and in here I made it a yes or no. So you could add yes, no, different options. So how many hours per week do you typically work? I don't know if this is completely necessary, but I think when I was creating this, I was thinking about outsourcing. So if somebody works way too much, they might need to outsource more. So what are your job duties? It might be helpful for people to list that out if they're thinking of leveraging their time by delegating to a team. And then here I was pretty direct. Do you like to delegate technology? Some people do, some people don't. What is the most challenging aspect of your job? Sometimes it is good for market research to let people just freestyle, put in their challenges. So 10 questions here. You could add more. The submit screen looks like this. And so this is a survey or assessment. It's not necessarily a quiz. There's no right or wrong answer. So let's go back. And this one I designed more to be a quiz. So let's look at this one. I don't have any results for this one because I haven't really taken it yet, but let's edit it. And in this case, I started out as a quiz, and you could actually add, so there's questions here, and this is a personality type quiz. It is copyrighted, so it's fine to use it with a nonprofit, but it isn't necessarily fine to use it for commercial purposes. So this is kind of a way that people can choose in a quiz style the different options. And then when you are designing this, and I might come back later, I might add more logic depending on the score that the people would get after they choose different options. So by default, assigned points or score will be summed up to score in expression. Use the assignment name to store it independently. So this is more of a quiz, and I might study this later to make sure that the logic is how I want it to be. And so usually I just kind of get started with something and then I modify it. So sometimes it's good to take a break. If you're not exactly sure how to do something, you can always come back later, study up the documentation, or even ask their support. So I think I did put out a question to BlockSurvey support about this logic to make sure I'm doing it right. So if I were actually to use this in my business, then I would maybe research the logic a little bit more just to make sure that the scoring is correct. So variables, here you have references, and so for each question you see 4 words to choose from, and so we could actually put in expressions. Sum of all questions. Right now we have a price, so there are cases here that you can read over. So it's very interesting. It depends on what you're trying to build. And BlockSurvey does have templates. So if you're not exactly sure what you want to build, you can always look at the templates and kind of modify one from something that you think is somewhat similar. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so that you don't miss the next video. And don't forget, if you do plan to upgrade your BlockSurvey free account during the Black Friday sale, put in the coupon code BlackFriday22. Have a great day.